have been in office for three years and 3 months, okay? If we have arrested 100 criminals, non-mafia, kidnappers, and so on and so forth, 99.99% of them were Igbo. Did you hear me right? I said 99.99% of them were Igbo. So these things are made because that was part of the lie that was put in propaganda. They are into kidnapping because it is the next lucrative business after Yahoo and drug. The next one for find is about kidnapping. Omaka, and this is even other states. If I not where we do all Anambra. Onye nke na village fa ogote motorcycle I join California abia ka etinye na line. Akpọle ya buy mafia mama how to if iji dey also on the Fulani. Let me I repeat, and I want you to quote me right. 99.99% of all the criminals, kidnappers, and so on that were arrested so far, Igbos are the ones kidnapping Igbos, they are the ones killing Igbos. All these camps, Igbo. And by the way, because I came with the same false narrative, the false narrative, the Fulanis, they are invading our people, they are now everywhere, they are waiting for whistle to be blown, and this, and they will take over, and therefore we are the one who are the liberators. We are now going into the bush to go to chase out the Fulanis. Nobody asked the question. They are now banning mafia to go and liberate you. How do they feed 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year? How do they feed? How do they feed? So that, you see, I like I said, I'm one of you, but I decided to go home. Actually, in '99, I was a visiting professor at Swarthmore College. Okay? And I remember the last conversation of Governor sending forth, because from there I moved down here to DC, to the World Bank, where I spent 18 months. I was just leaving and they were having a set forth party. And I remember the chairman of the department wishing that I could spend maybe a much longer time. My response was, a friend there called me several years to say how my response touched him, a white man. Asked me if God in his infinite wisdom decided in Memoria Africa, there must be a purpose. And I couldn't fulfill that purpose in this land. Here, that my marginal contribution to American civilization is next to 0 point something %. But my marginal contribution to the advancement of civilization in Africa will be, you see how your presence elevates the quality of discussion and decisions, and so on. And tomorrow, one of the meetings in that project, when I left Swarthmore to the World Bank, I was a long-term consultant, and we produced a book published by the World Bank in 2000 entitled Can Africa Claim the 21st Century?
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, of course, depending from where you're hearing my voice from. This is the Biafra Golden Tide, and I'm super, super happy, very happy indeed to come your way again. Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Yes, a great pleasure, to interact with us, to come on, talk things concerning Biafra, concerning the welfare of Biafra, concerning the people of Biafra, concerning the assiduous job our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Arabweze, is doing. Of course, I'm always happy, very happy to comment on affairs concerning our, redeclared sovereign United States of Biafra. So thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, freedom lovers, fellow Biafran people, for giving me an audience. Yes. Today I want to talk briefly about the recent visit by the Anambra State Governor, to the United States. Uh, Governor Charles Soludo came to the United States and he made a very, very bombastic claim. Yes, the professor of economics came all out and was telling people in the United States, telling everybody boldly, those who came to receive him, he was telling them boldly and clearly that, look, you guys are talking Fulani herdsmen, Fulani jihadists, Fulani, killers, as the people who foment trouble in the southeast, who are behind the killings in the southeast. But I'm going to give you a breaking news. Yes, the breaking news. The breaking news is that it's actually our Igbo brothers. It's actually the same Ndigbo, the same people from the southeast who are actually guilty of these killings. Yes, you guys keep talking about the Fulani headsmen, having a motive to kill, coming like wolves, dressing like sheep, whereas they are wolves. But I'll tell you the truth, it is your own kit and king, Ndigbo, that are responsible for over 98% of the kidnappings and killings in the southeast. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe you didn't hear that clearly. Maybe it's taking you time to process that information. But our own cerebral Professor Charles Soludo, governor of Anambra State, one time CBN governor, has come out, to say, leave Fulani headsmen alone. Leave these people you call jihadists. The actual perpetrators of the killings in the southeast are your fellow Igbo people. Yes, Ndigbo. Ndigbo Nebu Ndigbo. Yes, it's your own Igbo people who are behind the southeast killings. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to form the bedrock of my story this morning. And I crave your indulgence. Let's just ruminate on this a bit. Just think about these lines. Let's, let's get into it. Yeah, Governor Chukwu Masolude of Anambra State has claimed that about 99% of all the arrested kidnappers in the state are Igbos, not Fulani herdsmen. The governor stated this on July 7th during his visit to the U.S. Speaking in Maryland, Governor Soludo said, quote, out of 99.5% of those arrested by the government in various camps belonging to kidnappers across the state, none is a member of the killer herdsmen. He further dismissed security reports about Fulani herdsmen occupying forests in Anambra as false narratives, quote and unquote. Yes. Meanwhile, the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, in bracket Inter-Society, a human rights and advocacy group in Nigeria, refuted the governor's assertion. A rebuttal signed by the Inter-Society board chairman, Emeka Umabalasi, yes, uh, described the governor's statements as reckless, vexatious, and gravely endangering, the security and safety of the state and her citizens. The governor is gravely, quote, the governor is gravely endangering the security and safety of the state, especially their present and future safety, unquote. Part of the statement reads, his government, his government's kid gloves and lukewarm approach and approaches to jihadist herdsmen and their genocidal activities across the state since the inception of his administration on March 17, 2022 are deeply troubling. Yes, the group. The Inter-Society accused Governor Soludo of shielding the killer herdsmen despite evidence of their involvement in violent crimes, claiming they account for not less than 30% of violent crimes across the state. The intercity chairman further alleged that about 60% or more of forest camps belonging to violent criminals, including armed herdsmen, are yet to be assessed or raided by security forces. Referencing a media report published, published on June 23rd, 2025, Umar Balasi said Anambra State has been listed among 11 states that embraced the Nigerian government's cattle ranching plan, a move he described as blind, A move he described, quote, as blind, selfish, and strongly condemnable, unquote. The group warned the long-term consequences of the state's alleged complicity. It noted, quote, Anambra State now sits on a keg of jihadist gunpowder with grave dangers, the statement warned. The group also pointed to a specific incident in April 2024 where a family of three was abducted and allegedly raped by herdsmen in the Ukulu forest. Ukulu Forest. Inter-society claimed that after being alerted, the state government denied the incident and labeled it a concocted narrative, unquote. Umabalasi added his assertion that none of the 99.5% of those arrested in Anambra State, is a member of killer Herdsmen, does not in any way hold water, especially against the backdrop of intelligence, bias, and lack of credible forensic capabilities by the state. The group further alleged that in 2021, a senior official in Soludo'S government was accused of facilitating land acquisitions for herdsmen in various Anambra communities, including Oka North and South, Ayemelum, and Dunukofia. Despite commending Soludo's efforts in improving roads and providing free education, Inter-Society maintained that the worst and most dangerous part of his administration, is his alleged role in bringing the herdsmen ranching agenda to the southeast, potentially at the cost of future security and cultural survival. Yes. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, this might come as a big shock to some of us, but of course, it's a reality on ground. Unfortunately, what is happening in Anambra State, especially with this so-called, claim by an incumbent governor, a man who should be in charge of the security architecture of Anambra State, a man who should have, his forefinger at, the security. Situation in Anambra State, coming to tell us that indeed it's not Fulani headsmen, indeed it's not the so-called jihadists, the Fulani jihadists that you call. Indeed, it's your people, your same kith and kin who is killing you in the southeast. Such a statement is, to the best of my knowledge, very, very, very unfortunate indeed. Very, very unfortunate. We have told us here repeatedly in Biafra Superstars Media that most of those were elected for, governance. Those of us, a lot of those people who were put in leadership circles in this current political terrain or administration in the zoo government have completely, become deluded. Yes, a lot of them are deluded because, of course, of this, inordinate ambition, to come back with the Jagaban with a Milocon in 2027. Every time a governor, every time a rest member, every time a senator from the southeast is making any comments, of course, their minds are targeted at, 2027. Everything they are saying, they tailor it in such a way and manner that, of course, when the Jagaban hears it, when the Jagaban reads about it, he smiles and say, yes, yes. For instance, in this instance of Professor Soludo, the Jagaban will say, yeah, the Prof is doing it. I know, I trust my Prof. The Prof is doing it. And look, look, I think he deserves 2027. He deserves to come back. The Prof is at it. The Prof is, yeah, the Prof, he knows what to do, and I trust him. So unfortunately, we have leaders who are dancing naked. There are leaders who have betrayed their people because, of course, they want to remain in power. AGIP, any government in power. Because I can't imagine why the professor who have witnessed several mass killings, several insurgency behaviors in Anambra State, in particular, in the whole of the Southeast. I mean, where farmers have been killed, where, responsible, peace-loving people have been burnt alive, where people have been slaughtered because of one accusation or the other by the Fulani jihadists. If they didn't say their cattle have been rustled, they will claim that Their cattle were in somebody's farm eating what it wants to eat, and people attacked it. I mean, it's all over the places. Even the deaf and dumb knows these stories. For the governor to blame the killings, the insecurity in the southeast at the hands of our fellow Biafran brothers is terribly, terribly far from the truth. Yes. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I decided to bring this out so that we can see the extent some of these our leaders, the extent they have depraved, this extent they have, descended. It's such a shame. Yeah, that people have no conscience anymore. It's such a shame that people have continued to become reprobates without minding the consequences. I can't imagine why a whole governor will want to condone, will want to defend what is totally defenseless. Albeit it's not only in Anambra State, even in Imo State, of course, we know the man there at Helm of Affairs is also in the same pally, in the same group with Professor Soludo. All they want to do, all they attempt to achieve is to continue to curry favor from the Jagaban, the man at the center, and they will do anything, everything, including, denying their people, they are doing everything possible to frustrate their people, all because they want to remain at the center. They want to remain relevant. Ditto uh, Francis Winfrey of Ebonyi State. Ditto the Enugu State governor. Every time things like this happen, everybody, the leadership positions, including the senators, all they'll tell you is that no, it can never be Fulani jihadists. No, ranching. Ranching is a normal thing all over the globe. Ranching is a phenomenon that is not new. You know that these people are ranchers. Yes, they are nomadic Fulani people who take care of their cows and cattle. So they should be allowed. They should be allowed to roam freely anywhere, anywhere, including the southeast, including even in our local villages. Ladies and gentlemen, it's highly deplorable, and I'm happy here, very very happy here to note equally, and that was why I brought out the this group, the intercity group, who have come out vehemently to say, look, Soludo, Professor Soludo, with all due respect, let's put the cards straight without fear or favor. Let us say it the way it is. Yeah, we shouldn't, because of politics, sell our mothers and fathers for a miserable mess of porridge. No, it shouldn't be. So, ladies and gentlemen, I deliberately brought it out. This rebuttal, these people who have come out, they call themselves the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, in bracket inter-society. And of course, they were described as a human rights and advocacy group in Nigeria. They've come out to refute the governor's assertions. Yes, like I said, a rebuttal signed by the Inter-Society Board Chairman, Emeka Umebalasi, described the governor's statements as not only reckless, quote, vexatious, quote, and security and gravely endangering the security and safety of the people of Anambra State. Yes, they said the governor is gravely endangering the security and safety of the state, especially, their present and future safety. Of course, the gentleman went on to say his government's kid gloves and lukewarm approaches to jihadist herdsmen and their genocidal activities across the state since the inception of his administration on March 7, 2022 are deeply troubling. Yes, Inter-Society accused Governor Soludo of shielding the killer herdsmen despite evidence of their involvement in violent crimes, claiming they account for not less than 30% of violent crimes across the state. He further alleged that about 60% or more of forest camps belonging to violent criminals, including armed herdsmen, are yet to be assessed and or raided by the security forces. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we have it. This group, the Inter-Society group, has taken pains to do their own investigations. Prior investigations, they found out that indeed the governor is not telling the truth. Indeed, the governor is far from the truth. Indeed, the governor is merely playing lip service politics. Of course, they have agreed everything is doing is tailored towards, you know, the 2027 election. He wants to be relevant. He wants to continue to be there. Otherwise, why would you encourage what should not be encouraged? Why should you motivate what should be demotivated? Why are you calling the killer headsmen and you are treating them like they are God sent to Southeast? People who have sworn, whose mandate, whose mantra is we are born to rule. We occupy anywhere we want. Any part of the world is where the part that our cattle likes is God-given land to us. Allah has given it to us. I mean, these are people who hold fundamentalist views, people who to kill is nothing. Of course, if you kill somebody who is not a Muslim, especially who is not a Fulani Muslim, of course, you're going to, you know, nirvana. You're going into heaven, where seven virgins are waiting for you. I don't know what Professor Soludo is thinking, but seriously, he's not thinking well. I don't know what he wants to gain. I don't know why he's putting the life and security of his people at a big risk. Encouraging this ranching thing, encouraging this ranching proposed by the government, especially the former government of PMB, is one of the worst things that Soludo can do to his people. Ditto all the other Southeast governors. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has carried it upon himself, even at a point he built an IDP camp. Yes, IDP camp for people who are victims of, you know, banditry in Maiduguri. It's a sad one. You're using the land of your people, land that should be cultivated, land and institutions that should be used for the betterment of the life of your people. You're giving it to Fulani jihadists, the same people who between 1966, 67, 68, 69, 70 turned your people into stray animals. They were shooting, they were bombing, they were killing, you know, until it escalated to the Civil War, 1967, 68, 69, 70. And yet, the Civil War where your people lost close to 5 million people. And yet you as a governor, you as a House of Reps member, you as a leader in the Senate, you come here to advocate for ranching, bringing these killer people, these people who split blood, in Southeast, people who tainted the innocent, the virginal grounds, who stained the virginal grounds, the innocent lands of our ancestors with bloodbath. And you are saying we should coexist together. You are saying we should allow them because you think of your political ambition, because you want to remain in power. Shame, shame, big shame to Professor Charles Soludo, big shame to Hope Uzodinma, big shame to Peter Mbo of Enugu State, big shame to Francis Nwefo of Ebonyi State, big shame, big shame. I don't think Alex Oti, no. So far, so good. He has not encouraged this. But any governor who is involved in this is in the South is a traitor, is a saboteur, and we don't need such people. Anyway, we're looking forward. I know, of course, our USB, our United States of Biafra, is paramount in our minds. Very soon, these so-called Southeast states would morph, yes, metamorphose into our United States of Biafra, and then we'll be in a position to choose the kind of leaders that serve us. Of course, we'll not choose leaders that double speak. We'll not choose leaders that wake up in the morning, they're saying one thing, and at night they're saying other things. We'll not take leaders who are far from the truth. Far from the truth, who will not tell their brothers the truth, who will not tell their sisters the truth, leaders who have deceived their parents, deceived their brothers and sisters, leaders who have sold their conscience to the devil. Yes, we will never elect in the United States of Biafra. There is zero tolerance for leadership of, weak-minded, serious, and people who dance naked just to please the Jagaban. Hopefully, United States of Biafra will take care of all of this. So, ladies and gentlemen, how we have it, all of a sudden, a very clear evidence phenomenon where we all see the Fulani herdsmen killing our people, burning down villages, taking their cattle and destroying, products, farmlands with the crops. And when there's a reaction from the farmers or from the people, the owners, they bombard them. They kill them. We know they're carrying AK-47 with, guns. And of course, here we have it now, Professor Charles Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, coming clearly hitting his chest, speaking in such a bombastic, manner, saying it with all intents and purposes that indeed what we know is false. The Fulani jihadists are saints. They are saints. They are not sinners. They are people who cannot hurt a fly. The person who is hurting you, the person who is killing you, the person who is kidnapping you is your brother, Ndigbo, your fellow kids and kin. I think, ladies and gentlemen, we should join the inter-society group. We should join the inter-society group and, let the governor know we don't agree with him. Let the governor know we know what he's saying is bereft of truth. Yes, he's just just trying to please the powers that be, trying to sound relevant, trying to sound like a brave lieutenant to the Jagaban, because of course 2027 becomes. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm saying it loud and clear. The message is loud and clear. We don't want this kind of leadership. We don't want this kind of people in Biafra land. People who, like I said, will sell their mother, will sell their father for a mesh of porridge. It's a shame. Shame, really. This can never happen in Yoruba land. I'm sorry to say this. No matter how the Yorubas hate us, the Southwest hate us, they have leaders who stand by their people at times like this. It shocks me, really hurts me, that in the Southeast we don't have leaders who consider the plight of their people. Up to this moment, there are leaders in the Southeast. Yeah, sincerely, I don't think there's any leader, any governor in the Southwest that will come out and say if people are responsible, for what everybody knows is, activities, you know, uh, secret, wicked activities, genocidal activities of the Fulani jihadists. It's unfortunate, very unfortunate indeed, that in the East now, in the Southeast, we have leaders who, despite the high level of their education, who, despite the position they occupy, who, despite the fact that they come from Biafra land, but they have continued, to live in ways and manners that suggest they actually are haters of their people. They are not rulers, they are not leaders. They are haters of their people because of their inordinate political ambition. To think that there are still leaders in the Southeast who are saying that the United States of Biafra that we believe in, that we hope in, and that we are working assiduously to proclaim and to achieve is a mirage. I hear governors come out and say, I don't know what's wrong with them. What is wrong with our people in the East? Why are they talking Biafra, Biafra? Are they not aware that the Jagaban, Tinubu has given them everything they wanted? Are they not aware that this current administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu has given the Southeast unparalleled access to everything? Are they not aware that for the first time the Southeast is relevant in this government? Ladies and gentlemen, somebody like the works minister, David Umahi, former governor of Ebonyi State, came up on air and he was declaring, saying with every manner of seriousness, that listen and listen good. Any Southeast government, any Southeast state that does not, with its people, does not support Tinubu 2027, does not come out en masse and give Tinubu all their vote, all their everything they have, is a foolish people. Because indeed, the Southeast have never benefited like they're benefiting now. Am I not the works minister? Am I not in charge of works? Works minister, I should know better than any other person. Why is it that our people are still talking Biafra? Why are they concerned about Nnamdi Kanu? Why are they concerned about this reprobate? Yes, insurgent. This terrorist Simon Epa. This is a man from Ebonyi State. This is a man from Biafra land calling our own prime minister a reprobate and a terrorist. This is the same man from Ebonyi State, an Igbo man, a Biafran, wondering why we're interested in Mazen Namdekan, telling us to the face that Biafra is a mirage. At the end of the day, you wake up, you find out there's nothing to achieve in Biafra. It could even be worse. Let me tell you, even achieving Biafra could be worse. Biafra could be worse than Nigeria. Let me tell you, if you believe people like Simon Ekpa, if you believe people like Nnamdi Kanu will make better leaders, you're highly mistaken. The best leadership you can get, is with BAT, with Jagaban, with Emiloko. Take it or leave it. You better come now. Everybody should rally around him. That's what an Igbo man, a Biafra man, was telling people all over the mass media, telling the Southeast. And so are other people too. Everybody, every politician, all the leaders are jumping into the APC because, of course, they want the Jagaban to know they support him. They want the Jagaban to know they are still interested. I'm ready to serve. I'm ready to serve. That's the message they're giving the Jagaban. Trust me, I will deliver my state. All the senators, all the Zakalu came up and told the Jagaban, listen, I'm going to give you 5 million votes in Abia State. I promise that 5 million youth votes in Abia State. You're going back. 2027 is a must. Nothing can happen. Forget about the two people who are talking about Biafra. These are elements, frustrated elements. They can never get anywhere. Forget them. Yes. And the others will come out. Soludo will come and tell the Jagaban. You see, people are talking about unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. Unconditionally. If you bring out that man, incarceration is causing all this problem in the Southeast. By the time you bring him out, he will be worse than even in incarceration. We don't need him. He's not relevant. But he's not relevant. Yes. And that's what Hope Uzodinma is saying too. Saying that, of course, the Biafrans are a wasted generation. They don't have anything to do rather than talk trash. Of course, he will deal, if he's given enough power, he will dismantle them from even the underground where they are. I will deal with them. I am above them. That's what he said. And that's what he continues to repeat. But ladies and gentlemen, fellow freedom lovers, we're not deterred. We're not deterred by this set of very, very poor, weak, and ridiculous rulers or leaders, people who are clueless, who have opportunity to change the lives and situations of their people, but they have not, because of course they continue to want money for generations yet unborn. They continue to assess, to squander, to loot the common cookie jar of their people for their selfish reasons. They want to send all their children, if possible, to Moon to go to university. They want to send their children, if they can, to Mars to go and live there with all the money they are amassing. But of course, such money is blood money. Yes, any money you get when you sell out your people, when you become a saboteur, is blood money, and you can never, never enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Soludo has said his mind, and that is echoing the mind of fellow Southeast governors, because all of them have sold their souls to the Jagaban. They have promised him they are going to deliver the Southeast come 2027, and each of them is trying to outdo one another on who will be the first to run to the to the winning line. So we're not surprised at what the Prof is saying. Unfortunately, we're highly disappointed that from whom much is given, as they say, much is expected. Professor Soludo, with all his education, has become a colossal problem for the Southeast, because of course he is chasing his own personal agenda far ahead of a general security and peace of his people. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Biafra Superstars Media. I'm happy I've come your way. I'm happy we have talked about this. The awareness is created. We like calling a spade, not an agricultural instrument. We want you to know that everything concerning Biafra land will be revealed here at any point in time. Thank you. God bless you. People like Soludo, we shall shame you at the end. God bless you all.
Let's go. I will never ever let you on me. That's a big flex. Me on you, big flex. You on me, big flex. Me on you, big flex. Yeah. Let's go. I will never ever let you on me. That's a big flex. Me on you, big flex. You on me, big flex. Me on you, big flex, yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, never, baby, let's go. Ever let you on me, that's a big flex, me on you, big flex, you on me, big flex, me on you, big flex, yeah. Let's go, let's go, yeah, never, baby, let's go. Ever let you on me, that's a big flex, me on you, big flex, you on me, big flex, me on you, big flex, yeah. Let's go, yeah, never, baby, let's go. Ever let you on me, that's a big flex, me on you, big flex, you on me, big flex, me on you, big flex, yeah. Let's go, yeah, never, baby, let's go. Ever let you on me, that's a big flex, me on you, big flex, you on me, big flex, me on you, big flex, yeah. Let's go, let's go, yeah, never, baby, let's go. Ever let you on me, that's a big flex, me on you, big flex, you on me, big flex, me on you, big flex, yeah. Let's go, let's go, yeah, never, baby, let's go. Ever let you on me, that's a big flex, me on you, big flex, you on me, big flex, me on you, big flex, yeah.
Yeah, check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Lugard, Bloomington, Lord Lugard, and it's wild flora show. 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation, ever since annihilation. Nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.